is happening? It's Sunday here in Las Vegas.
It's nice and bright and sunny today.
But freezing.
Is it? I haven't been outside. It's 61 degrees.
It's even in here, like, the heat's on, but I can still feel the cold in my bones.
Now we know. We skinny people, so we're cold all the time now.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
No insulation. Anyway, what's happening, guys? We are here. I think this is like our third week in a row doing a show.
Well, we'll make up for that in the next few weeks.
I know. We're not going to have a show next week because we're going to be at a Christmas party, and we're not going to be at a show the following week because you're going to be in Florida.
I'll be in Florida.
And then I don't even know after that, but hey.
We'll do one the week when I come back.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Listen.
I'm just saying. Don't be making promises
you can't be away that
You
long.
don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Anyway,
it's not like I'm going to get stuck in Orlando. Not that I would mind it.
I know, but we don't know what's going to come up. I'm just saying, you like to make definitive statements.
That's true.
And sometimes you're wrong. I'm wearing my one other hysterectomy t-shirt that from our friend Melissa gave me. Check it out. Feral and sterile, and of course it's got my favorite animal on it, a raccoon.
A rabid raccoon.
A rabid raccoon, little trash panda, but it's an awesome t-shirt, so I figured I'd wear it today. Anyway, yeah, it's gotten real cold here in Vegas. It's like,
You have it so I can't see the comments. Can you put the comments on the screen?
I'm so very sorry. My apologies.
Sorry, we try to interact with people. Hello.
What? Snow? Well, what do you think's going to happen when you live in Minnesota? Come on. It's going to snow. And the fact that it's the end of November and you're just now having your first snow, that seems like not too shabby.
Let's see. Who else has snow?
12 inches of snow in Chicago.
Oh, Jane.
12 plus.
Ugh. Ick. Michelle has snow.
Here's what's great about Vegas.
Michelle's in Connecticut now.
Even though it's super cold, we generally, sometimes it'll snow in some places in the valley, but for the most part, we don't have snow. But we have mountains all around us because we're like in this nice little bowl. And so what happens is if we have any kind of precipitation in the wintertime, we get awesome snow caps around us, but we don't actually have to deal with the snow here. So we get sunshine, and then we get to look on the horizon and see snowy mountains, and it's actually really pretty. So
it is pretty. Michelle, sorry, she's in PA. I don't know why I was thinking in Connecticut.
You're just making.
I don't know.
Stuff
I'm
up.
making stuff up totally.
Yeah.
Jill's in the chat. Haven't seen Jill in a while.
Alexis 8K, the new iteration of our friend Alexis, is also freezing. Even freezing in.
She's in the Bay Area.
Up in the Bay Area. Well, the Bay Area does get pretty chilly. So, speaking of.
What's Miss Kathy say? Speaking
of pretty places, Jill Pistachio over there in St. George, where I don't know. Do you guys get snow in the? It's such a nice drive. There's kind of a pass you have to go through to get over there. Isn't there? Does it snow there? Does it get snowy? I don't know.
I don't think it gets snowy, but I think they do get snow in several parts of Utah. But she's not too far from us. She's about 90 minutes away from us.
Yeah. Anyway,
look at this. Kathy says she's kicking butt on Etsy.
You know what? Listen, you definitely have me beat. However, I have gotten more sales this weekend than usual. It's nothing crazy, but my Etsy is definitely woken up, and we're going to talk a little bit later about the name. I have Q4 selling platform surprises, so we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the last part of the show. But look at it. She's got 8 eBay orders, but 22 Etsy orders.
Get it, girl.
3 times as much on Etsy than eBay. I would say that's where the surprises happen. And it seems like you've been seeing a lot more sales on Etsy.
My Etsy sales have been equal to my eBay sales in a lot of cases. Like, for example, I've done a little over $3,000 so far month to date on Etsy, and that's nothing compared to some people, I'm sure. But $3,000 on Etsy, and then only $6,000 on eBay in November. So yeah. I have not changed my titles on Etsy, Michelle. I still do my stuff the same as I always have on Etsy. Whether that's helping or hurting, I don't know.
My titles are crafted based on information we have about eBay and eBay's algorithm.
Right.
And generally, I'm not going to do 2 different ways of creating titles. I do know that because of how I'm sourcing over this last, like, probably about 2 years, I have far less vintage to list, so I know that's hurting me. I know, like, you're doing better on your Etsy than I am, and it used to be once upon a time that I did better, but that was because I was listing 90% vintage. Now I'm lucky if I list a couple of vintage things a day, and so a lot of days none. So it's definitely hurt me, but I actually have right now I have like 6 things to go out for Etsy, so hopefully there'll be more by tomorrow. But it's been a decent weekend.
I have 9 on Etsy, 14 on eBay, 2 on Posh, and 2 on Mercari so far. That's not great for Q4. That's like an average weekend.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of small sales on eBay. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll still plugging along.
We'll get more into it towards the end. Liz says that we look great. Thanks, Liz.
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks, Liz. We appreciate it.
She's just laying it on thick because she hasn't been in the chat in, like, I don't know, 75 years.
Well, she doesn't even come to the show. She's like, every Sunday, she's like, whoops, sorry. And we're like, thanks a lot, bitch. So that's pretty much how it goes. But we'll take your sucking up. We appreciate it. Anyway, so Alexis wonders if it's the new shipping price. Definitely way cheaper than eBay shipping for shoes.
I think, yeah, because Alexis sells, for those of you that don't know, Alexis sells, like, only shoes. Mm-hmm. And she was saying her Poshmark has destroyed eBay this weekend as far as sales. And she's very consistently a solid seller. So, yeah, I'm wondering if it is the new shipping, lower shipping on Poshmark, which is great. Don't get me wrong. Posh has had some definite challenges in the last few months, especially the last 4 to 6 weeks. They've made a lot of really knuckleheaded moves, in my opinion. For me, it has not helped me at all. In fact, my sales are pretty down on Posh, but my sales have always been a bit of a struggle. Being a vintage seller, I don't have brand names. It's very difficult to search on Posh for things that I sell. So it's always been a nice platform, but it's not as good as Etsy. There was a time before they started doing live selling that I was doing just as well on Posh as I was on Etsy. And that was great. I thought I was going to be able to do $2,000-$3,000 a month on Posh. That is not the case. Yeah. It hasn't been in a couple of years. But I do between, like $1,000, $1,500. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Liz is kicking butt.
I was going to say, Liz, on the other hand, she does really well on Posh, although I'm sure with everything going on now, it's been a pain in the ass. But Liz does a lot of new stuff.
A lot of retail arbitrage.
So it's new with tag stuff at really good, like decent, like low, middle prices. And I think that's the stuff that does really, really well on Posh.
I agree. Good brand names, multi-quantity.
And I know this year kind of there were several times where she'd show us, she's got all kinds of fun analytics. And she'd show Posh almost overtaking eBay for the top spot in sales. But then everything that's been going on lately, I'm assuming that's really hurt her a lot. So,
well, I don't know. She showed her sales earlier. Her sales have been fantastic.
Oh, lots of bundles.
Yeah, she's been having fantastic sales on Posh. She's got a great month going. So,
so my question, Liz, though, is as far as Posh versus eBay, has all this stuff going on with Poshmark, has that changed that dynamic at all? Is eBay pulling ahead, or is Posh still kicking butt compared to eBay? I don't know. I'm just wondering. Oh, she said all the problems in my best month ever to date. So interesting. And eBay is 56% of sales for November. So yeah, I think it's interesting, like how different it is for different sellers depending on what you sell. Vikki, you were looking at your phone. Why don't you tell the class what platform is telling you that they're hiding your listings?
I just got a message from eBay on a listing that I just put up about...
Breaking news. Go ahead.
I got a listing. We hid some of your listings. They're calling it search manipulation. I just listed a vintage Gunny Sacks top, and it's saying, please understand, use the brand name Gunny Sacks in the title. Sellers aren't permitted to use any unrelated brand names. It is a flippin' Gunny Sacks shirt.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm telling you, the friggin' AI bots are pissing me off lately, guys. Pissing me off.
Something's got to, right?
Ugh.
Anyway, yeah, I don't pay. I have stuff on Posh and I sell on Posh, but I haven't really been paying attention to what all the issues are. I know there's lots of like duplicate listings and stuff getting taken down, and still the stuff around the delist and relist, and I don't even know. So who knows? Anyway, anything else going on? What else is going on this week, or what? Any highlights to our week other than me getting real tired and having to take naps?
Well, we had a nice
Oh
Thanksgiving.
yeah, we had Thanksgiving. We went.
Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. For those of you that celebrate, I know that the holidays, let me just preface this by saying, I know the holidays are difficult for a lot of people, myself included. I tend to try to go overboard for the holidays. Those of you that know me know I decorate a ton. Holidays have always been very difficult for me, so I go over the top and try to create this big fun environment. And because we're not doing that this year, it's been I'm pretty down.
Yeah.
And I know that not everybody, listen, family is complicated, right? That's life. So not everybody has a good holiday season or good feelings about holidays. So if that's you believe me, I recognize that and understand it. So it's just another day. You'll get through it.
But we've been trying to mix things up, and for any of you that maybe relate to what she's saying, like what we have been doing these last couple of years for Thanksgiving has actually been really great. Going and volunteering. I was concerned because we had to be there at 9 a.m. and it was supposed to go until 4, and then we were supposed to be going out to dinner afterwards. And I was like, we were going to be outside, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to at some point go lie down in the car and take a nap.
Nap in the car for an hour.
I just don't think that's going to be possible because I'll feel great until I don't, and then I'm real tired, and then I have to take a nap. But it actually ended up being perfect. We went at 9. I was able to sit most of the time, and we actually did wrap up around 2 or something like that, and we're able to go home. I napped for 2 whole hours with the dogs on top of me. Mm-hmm. And I passed right out, slept for about 2 hours, and then we were able to go back out for the dinner that was supposed to be afterwards. But there was a nice big chunk of time in the middle that we didn't know we were going to have that ended up solving that problem because it was not looking good. And then last night we went to a comedy show with some friends and
Crystal.
Or sorry, night before last. I guess it's been.
Yeah, we stayed home last night.
We stayed home yesterday.
Yeah, we went to a comedy show with some friends. That was fun. My friend that lives in town is a fairly well-known comic. He's a national comic, international, and went to go see him. He was performing here in town at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club. Went to go see him, and for those of you that are rock fans, Chris Kale from Five Finger Death Punch has been touring with him and getting into stand-up, and he opened for him, and so that was fun. We got to hang out after the show and chit-chat with them quite a bit. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun. We brought Jody and Britt came with us. It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Tommy, I am going to put up one tree. I happen to have one tree here in the closet that I normally use as my my holiday tree, so I put it up for all the different seasons, and it doesn't have a ton of branches, and I don't have a lot of Christmas decorations in the house, and most of it's all in storage.
It's a little Charlie Brownish.
It's a little Charlie Brownish, but I do have some lights and some decorations, so I am going to decorate that one tree.
Mm-hmm. And you got a little bit of Christmas decor on one of the tables in the kitchen area, so.
Yeah, I've got a little vignette that I set up on the kitchen table, and that's going to be the gist of it, but it'll be something.
There's a lot of Christmas stuff going on in Vegas, so we are going to do multiple fun Christmas things here in Vegas, and then you're going to go next week to Florida with Trish for almost a week, and you've already got Christmas stuff planned out, and you're kind of doing that because it's going to be good for you to kind of get away and.
Yeah, I'm going to get to see.
Not be here staring at bins and wishing you had Christmas decor.
I'm going to get to see Disney World at Christmas, which I've never seen. Mm-hmm. So we're going to Disney, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot one day to go see all the Disney stuff. So that's fun. And yeah, we're going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra one day.
It's funny because Vic, she feels bad about leaving me and that she's going to be gone, doing this stuff at Christmas time. Listen. I love Trish. I love doing stuff. I love going, traveling and stuff. But at the same time, I'm not one that when I send Vikki off to go do stuff without me, I don't sit there and feel bad. Or I don't get the FOMO.
I totally would.
I almost get zero FOMO because I also really appreciate getting some alone time at the same time. And so I will enjoy my time at home alone with the dogs. And I'm actually kind of excited that this year, for the first time in a few years, I'm not having to take my store down or put it on vacation or extend handling.
We usually go
right
away
in the middle of Christmas time.
We usually go away in December.
Because I feel like any momentum that we do get gets just killed by that. And so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what happens by continuing. I've been so good with keeping up my 10 listings a day. And being able to keep that going all the way through December with no extending handling time, it's made things. I'm excited to see what happens. Now, I'm not going to get my hopes up too much, but
I know, seriously.
But you know.
So Tommy, you're not being nosy. It's the only reason Katy is not going is actually it's money. It's paying for a dog sitter and flights for 2 people and tickets for 2 people is very different than doing it for 1 person. The reason why I'm going, is because Trish is going to be there for a few weeks, but so I don't pay to stay anywhere. I stay with her. I was able to get my flight for nothing.
Yeah,
I had literally just enough points on my Southwest. I've never in my life seen round trip for 7,000 points.
That's the thing. It wasn't even a lot of points, so you didn't even think you had points to do jack crap with.
It was 7,000 points round trip. For those of you that use points, you know how ridiculously stupid cheap that is. It's usually like 20,000 points each way. So it was like it was meant to be. And we have a leftover ticket for us to go to Disney World because we got a free ticket for it being rained out on the Halloween night. And it was a ticket we could use anytime in a year. It was a credit through to use a ticket, which we thought we weren't going to use at all.
It was really more of a matter of Vikki being super sad about the holidays and Trish saying she was going to Florida and me saying to Vic, like, you should look and see how easy it would be for you to just like hop on a plane and go join her for a few days.
And she'll be working.
Yeah,
the stuff that we're doing is on the weekends and after work. She'll be working while we're there.
But it wasn't like a planned trip, so it wasn't like, oh, I got to miss out. It was more like me saying like, hey, why don't you? Because this is what I do a lot of times. I'm the, they say a lot. They say like, oh, the women want to they want to air their, they want to like rant and complain and talk about their problems, and then the man, which in this case would be me, wants to solve the problems because I am a problem solver and I'm supposed to just shut up and listen. And it's like, no, Vikki wants me to shut up and listen, but then she also wants me to solve the problems.
I like solutions.
She likes both, so she actually likes both, so that's good. And so when I see something like, I see how bummed out she is and I can tell she's gonna have a really hard time, it's like I'm like thinking, okay, what are some ways that we could figure out how to make this better? And so I was like, why don't you just go check, just there's nothing's gonna hurt you as far as like, just why don't you just look. And
I wasn't gonna pay like $600 for tickets, if that was the case, which is the norm. 600 would actually be pretty normal, if not inexpensive, for round trip tickets. The fact that I had literally 7,200 points, I was like, maybe I can use part of the points and do one way. Yeah. It was just the fact that I was able to do round trip for nothing with my bag and everything. I mean, I could not do that. I've never flown anywhere for tickets that cheap, not even into to California. So it was meant to be. And
I get to take the extra time home alone to try and see if I can hit my goal of having 200 items in the bank by the end of the year. I just might be able to do it. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and get into the meat of the show. We're just going to do some sales highlights from this last week, and then we're going to talk about, get more into talking about goals and talking about what's going on with the different platforms a little bit more. But for some reason you sent me like 11 things to... You sent me 10 things, and then like an hour later you were like, no, but you need this Macari thing too, and I was like, okay.
All right, I guess I got 11s.
You got 11, and I got 10, but so you get to start and end it. Let's see, where's my little thingy-majiggy? Yeah, there it is. All right, so what's going on here?
This is just, I pick these up every time I find them. They're super lightweight. They're rarely, like, it's maybe just barely over a pound. These Angora jackets, they're like the quintessential 80s thing. They're like these, look at the puffy sleeves, shoulder pads, and it's a fuzzy Angora rabbit, like sweater jacket. They're fun. But I sell them every time. I get, I've seen them in all different colors. This one's especially nice in black. I probably paid $3 or $4 for it at the bins, and it sold for $67. I mean, come on.
Not too shabby.
It's not. It's not shabby at all.
All right, so I have a lot of really small. Here's the thing. I've changed the way I do my the way I source. I changed the way I sell. Patterns and markets have changed. Have shifted when it comes to like vintage. I almost found that I can sell non-vintage stuff for as much as vintage a lot of times. It's sad in a lot of ways, but again,
It's quite sad.
Then again, there's lots of stuff like this everywhere. And so this is something where I was just like, I don't know what this is. I've never heard of this brand. It's got kind of a cool picture of a tool on the back, some sort of tool on the back of it. I paid $1.
It's got some type of bear claw.
Yeah, and like, I always get stuff like, I don't know, what are some of the other...
Why do you say Bigfoot?
Because it's just a brand. It's it's like that particular model or something is a Bigfoot. I don't know. It's just what it's called. I did my research, okay?
All right, I'm just asking.
Anyway, but other tools that I've actually heard of, like I'll buy the t-shirts and stuff like that. But it's just funny because I paid $1 for this, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to make so much money. It sold for $20. I think I had it listed for less than a week. It sold for $20 plus shipping. Now, I'm not saying like, hey, go out and find this is like a... something you got to be on the lookout for. But to a certain degree, I don't know. It's stuff like this. I pick it up and it sells.
I would never pick that up. But
Right?
I used to say that about half your vintage crap too. So I don't know. What do I know?
But it's like I'm paying $1 for it. I'm like, okay, and then it sells. So it's just weird. Weird.
Well, I would hope it would sell. All right, so this is one of those things I was cursing Katy out for a little bit. So I shop a lot at like Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Like that's pretty much.
We like it there.
That's pretty much the only place that I
For
buy
ourselves.
anything new for myself. I'm not a brand name kind of person, and I'm cheap as hell, like most of us are.
Yeah.
So
And I'm obsessed with the
skincare
area, which is why I happened to be over.
We have a lot of Korean skincare stuff that we both use, but also they sell a lot of it at TJ Maxx or Marshalls.
And I go look at the clearance section.
So she found these in the clearance section. She found 2 of these. She's like, I think you should buy these. They sell for about $100. I was like, okay, fine. They were on sale for, I think, $16 a piece.
Pretty cheap.
So I bought 2 of them at $16 a piece. Now I'm talking, this is like 5-6 months ago. I'm like,
Sorry.
by the time I moved them, I was like, I haven't even had an offer. Nobody's even looking at this crap. What is wrong with you? Well, I will eat my words because this one sold yesterday, or early this week, whatever, sometime this week. Anyway, it sold for $87 plus shipping, but this went international.
Oh, nice.
So I made money on the shipping as well. So
hopefully now that there's been this sold activity on this listing, you have one more left. Maybe that'll push it up, and for the holidays it'll sell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. So $16 into $100 is what I sold it for, pretty much, with the extra shipping. So I'm happy with that.
So you're at least in the black on both of them, and now whatever you sell the other one for is great.
Yeah, it was just sitting there for, I'm like, $16. Listen, I'm cheap. I don't spend more than $3 or $4 on my inventory usually. To spend $16 on something to have it not sell, I was irritated.
So sorry. You're welcome. All right, next up, just again, not too exciting, but just, retro reprint band tees still do pretty well. $23.99. I mean, partially because people aren't buying the vintage stuff. They aren't wanting to pay up for the vintage. People selling the vintage aren't wanting to sell legit vintage Pink Floyd for less than whatever that people aren't willing to pay. And so, there isn't as much of appreciation for the legit stuff, which again is sad in my opinion. It's a bummer. But I'll go ahead and sell this one for $23.99. That I paid $3 for this one, and plus shipping. So still pick that stuff up if you can get it cheap. Like you're not going to pay up for like non-vintage.
No, but if you can get it at the
If you get it
bins
for $1,
or garage
$2,
sale,
why not?
Yeah, for $1.
It's worth picking up.
Okay, so this was a lot that came from Diane's stuff. These are my photos, as you can tell, because they're terrible. But these were not photographed and not listed. I just photographed them and listed them quickly and decided I would do it as a lot. Individually speaking, I probably could have gotten more money over a longer period of time had I listed these things individually. This is basically a cigarette box, a table lighter, an ashtray, 2 different types of ashtrays. You can see the grooves. And this is just Wedgwood. Now, black Wedgwood is not as popular or as prevalent, I should say, as the blue Wedgwood. Most people think of blue when they think of Wedgwood. And they call
I've never even heard of Wedgwood.
They call it's just a brand of porcelain ware. There's all kinds of
brand. Okay.
It's a type of, it looks like this. It has, looks like this, but it's usually in a blue. So they sold on sale for $87. They were listed for less than 2 weeks. It was a cute little lot.
Is there a carbon monoxide leak in our chat?
Huh?
Nobody's talking. What's happened? Are you guys all passed out? Do I need to call 911?
I didn't get your reference. I'm like, what are you talking about? Carbon monoxide
Nobody said
leak?
anything for like 10 whole minutes.
All right, weirdo. Anyway, I thought they were pretty cool looking. One looks like a cigar ashtray. One looks like a cigarette ashtray. There's a lighter, and the box would have been, you'd put cigarettes on it on the table, and it, Mm-hmm. Alexis says we all died. Don't say that, Alexis. That's terrible.
That's horrible. Anyway, all right. Next up, I don't know. Has anyone else been watching the newest season of Saturday Night Live? I feel like I haven't watched last night's episode, but last week's I thought was quite good. It was feeling a little bit kind of like older Saturday Night Live. Some good sketches, but anyway, this is obviously from a very good era of Saturday Night Live. Spartan Spirit, the Spartan cheerleaders.
It was a good
Sherry
era.
O'Terry and Will Ferrell. But again, vintage not selling for as much as it once did. This is a 90s t-shirt. I sold it for $30 plus shipping. Paid maybe $5 for it. Tommy, I appreciate the sucking up. He says that we're mesmerized by your sales. I'm sure. You can't believe how I made that $20. It's pretty impressive, I know.
You're funny.
Anyway, again, I can't pay up for this stuff anymore. It's very sad, but I will.
Very sad.
It's very sad. It bums me out. But anyway, I sold it for $30 plus shipping.
I didn't really love that. I liked Sherry O'Terry. I've never liked Will Ferrell.
You disgust
Sorry.
me. You disgust me.
He just annoys the hell out of me. Very small doses. I can watch him in a couple of things. People that love Elf, I'm like, Jesus, I want to stab my eyes out 10 minutes into that stupid movie.
No, you're an a-hole. All
right. This was just a weird sale. Okay, so it didn't sell for that. I did accept an offer for $75. I had purchased it at the bins. I don't know who this person is. I was able to figure out who it was by doing Google Lens on the and putting in like Tennis Master series and finding out who it was. It's gross. It's like someone must have been wearing it at this event and had this guy sign it. I had somebody ask me, do you have this authenticated? Who the frig is faking some no-name tennis player's goddamn autograph? Nobody.
Settle down.
So anyway, obviously you just assume when it's some random signature that it's genuine. And so I sold it for, what did I say, $80? I took an offer on it for $80. I'd paid like $1 at the bins.
All right. Fair enough. Next up for me, look at this.
Oh, that's a cool jacket.
Look at this jacket. I don't remember where I got it. I think I got it at the bins, though. I'm
It's
almost
very
positive. Cool. I love the color. It's amazing. I've had it for a while. Just an awesome snowboard ski jacket.
What I love about this is this was probably a no-name like Kmart, Ann and Hope for my New Englanders type of place where you purchase this. It was probably very inexpensive. And the kid that was wearing it thought he was cool, but wasn't really cool because it wasn't a cool brand name back then. But yet, it doesn't matter. Brand names don't matter as much when you're talking about vintage. A lot of the stuff like brands like No Excuses or whatever, or Sassoon, those were cheap brands back in the day that people love now because the graphics are still so good.
Well, and nostalgia and stuff like that because...
Yeah, it's a cool look.
Because that's what they were wearing back then. Because most people were wearing the stuff that was cheaper. Couldn't afford the expensive stuff. Anyway, I definitely have had this for probably a couple of years and have lowered the price. And somebody sent out an offer for $48, and I said, I will take it.
I will sell it. But man,
once upon a time, I would have sold this for at least $100.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Okay, this was another set that I actually photographed these. These were also not photographed. I've gone through all of the things that were photographed. That came from the Diane haul, or the 18-foot truck, I should say. And so now I'm getting around to photographing and listing items that were not photographed beforehand, and this is one of them, or a lot. This sold fairly quickly as well, and this is the type of stuff that normally does not sell very quickly. Vintage china, glassware, dishes, that type of thing. It's not as desirable as it used to be. It used to be kind of what eBay was built on, with all this old lady crap. But
old lady crap.
Some of it still sells, and this one, when I looked it up, had a decent sale prices for the brand.
Yeah.
So it sold for the price you see there, $134 plus shipping, and and they were listed for like a week, maybe week and a half.
Michelle says we're still smoking hot.
Ooh, look at us! Woohoo!
Well, thanks for coming back to us after a year. We appreciate it. Happy holidays. Oh, you like it?
She likes the old lady crap. Listen, lots of people like the old lady crap. I personally do not buy this stuff.
Well, you hate shipping it.
I hate shipping it.
Storing it.
And if it's not marked, I don't want to try to figure out who the hell makes it. This is not my forte. It's not my wheelhouse at all. If it's marked, that's fine. You have no idea how much of this that is unmarked that I'm getting rid of because I don't want to research it.
I mean, look how clearly marked it is.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get much more clear than that, so.
Yeah. All right, and this, I've had this for like well over a year. I got this at the bins, but it's Echo Unlimited, but it's this nice, it was a really heavy parka. It was over 5 pounds. Very heavy parka jacket. It had an actual coyote fur hood, and I had it priced up pretty high, and this is even like a lowered price. I probably originally had it for like $200 on sale. And I ended up selling it for $75 because, geez, let's just get rid of it. I've had it long enough. Seriously, I've had it for at least a year, if not 2. But sold it for $75 plus 13
Well, it also,
shipping.
the Echo that is, the vintage Echo that people want, they want it where it's clearly labeled Echo. That does not say it anywhere that you can see.
No, and I don't really care so much about the brand, but it is a really nice, heavy jacket. Nice, long,
it's warm.
heavy, warm. It's got, like I said, it's got the fur around
the
the
real
hood.
coyote fur, that was big with Echo and Baby Fat in the 90s and Y2K.
This is just a nice jacket. So I'm glad I finally sold it, and just please don't open a return because I don't really have to take this back. It's too heavy.
I remember doing retail arbitrage back in the day, and I used to go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls back then, and I would buy all the Baby Fat coyote fur trim jackets, and Columbia, when Columbia was on sale there, back when Columbia used to sell, and I used to sell the crap out of that stuff, but I'd buy it like a jacket for like $30 and sell it for $100. Now this was when they were current, so
yeah. Lori, I know it's like there's a reason why I only sell clothing, and even for me, like having to ship this giant jacket was annoying because I couldn't just throw it in a small poly. Vikki actually had a bowl that was a little bit of a hassle to ship this week because it was just because of the size of it.
It was a huge McCoy vintage bowl. It was like a big, huge mixing bowl, bigger than normal. It was like a dough mixing bowl or something.
But luckily we were able to find some styrofoam
we did,
that fit
and I
around it
only lost
perfectly,
$5 on the shipping because I didn't charge enough, But it's a pain in the ass.
All right, let's see what's going on with Etsy.
Okay, so I'm not showing this because it was a huge amount or anything. Please let me be aware. But what I wanted to show is that I'm showing it because this is the time of the year that you will sell every flippin' nativity-based anything that you will ever find to sell. You will sell, this is cheap. This weighed like a pound, maybe a pound and a half. It was not very big. It was maybe like 10 inches wide. It's not a big one. It's got the little tiny plastic figurines that are glued to the bottom. This is not heavily detailed, not really well made, not Italian, not paper mache Italian, none of the expensive brands or anything like that. In fact, I wouldn't buy this to put in my house because it looked so cheesy. But I know that they always sell. So this was more of my example to show you. Like, even the cheesy ones are going to sell. This was probably bought at a very cheap department store in the 90s, early 2000s, and didn't cost very much even then. But all nativity stuff sells this time of the year. Nativity stuff sells in general, even if you're thinking like the ones that have like Kirkland brand or whatever. Buy them. They sell. And I don't know if it's because they don't make them as much anymore and you don't see them as much anymore, but all nativity stuff sells. And that was really why I wanted to show this one as an example. Don't ever skip picking up a nativity set.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, nativity ornaments. I bet those sell too as well.
And it's the time of the year to buy surfing t-shirts, right? I guess.
Sure.
I had some decent sales on Etsy. That's one thing I can appreciate about Etsy is at least my average sale price is a lot higher over there, which makes me happy because it is kind of sad selling $15, $20 t-shirts over and over and over again. But
I know your job's not as exciting these days.
it's not as exciting, but it's okay. It's all right. I am finding some joy in figuring out what modern non-vintage tees to grab that actually sell, and that's still it's still as rewarding in and of itself, I will say. But I sold this t-shirt for $44.09. I've had it for a while. I probably paid like $5 for it. But yeah, surfing stuff.
Oh, see, Lori says she has her grandparents' nativity from 1940 would never part with it for any amount of money. Listen, I wish I had my grandmother's nativity set. She had a beautiful old Italian nativity set. I have very little stuff from my grandparents, and that's the type of stuff I would have kept as well. That was my favorite thing to do. We spent every Christmas with my grandmother when I was little, and I used to be able to put the baby Jesus out into the creche on Christmas Eve. So, those of you that know the tradition, the baby does not show up until Christmas Eve, so the nativity is all put out, but you don't put the baby in the cradle until Christmas Eve.
Interesting.
It's a whole thing. So,
all right.
Yeah, Homeco, nativity, big profit. Yeah, see, Kathy, it's nativity stuff really sells well. So this was another thing. I was not about the dollar amount necessarily, because look at this. Look at that. First of all, they just need to be replaced because it's that old oxidized, crumbly foam on the headphones. But this is something I found in Diane's stash as well that was not photographed or listed. She had about 8 of these vintage Sony Discmans, all different types. And they're nothing fantastic. They were all fairly inexpensive and scratched up, but they worked. I tested them all to see if they played the CD without skipping and all the buttons worked. And they did, and they do. What I wanted to say is I sold all 8 of them. I listed them all in the same day. I sold all 8 of them within 3 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So, and they almost all sold on Etsy.
Huh.
So they're selling for $40 to $50 plus shipping. Don't hold back on them. Like they don't sell for a ton. Obviously, if you find them in the package, they sell far more than that. However, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too shabby.
So Tommy says, I'll have to say, I miss the days when you'd spend $200 for a t-shirt. I know, right? So does she, because she misses that they would sell for $4.
Yeah. All right. Peanuts t-shirt. I've had this one for quite a while. I think the price was definitely lowered over on eBay, but it sold for $62.99 on the old Etsy, so I can very much appreciate that. It's just this kind of cool, like the old school. You get stickers and a stick of bubble gum.
And it's a photograph of them. That's so weird to me. It's cute though.
Anyway, but I've had it for a while and glad to finally sell it. I hope it's going to be a present. It's always cute when somebody's getting this kind of stuff as a present. But
I agree. I've had this for a while as well. This is like from the 80s. This company, We Crafts, they used to, this was one that someone had finished. So I bought this at a garage sale for a couple of bucks. It was finished. It was painted. Someone had already painted it. So you get it and you get the paint and then you make the crafts, right? So this was a kit that someone had made, but it was completed and it was well painted. So yeah, it's been listed for quite a while. It sold for what you see there. It sold for $104.
Wow.
Plus shipping. I had it for a while. I'm not going to lie. I've had this listed for at least a year. Mm-hmm. But I always love those things. And it's super cute. Like, this is what I was saying. Like, I don't have the house decorated, but I am going to pull a bunch of things from my inventory to put out because I don't have to get them from storage, so I can just enjoy them. I'll put them on some shelves and things like that so we can look at some stuff.
I used to love ceramics class in middle school.
In middle school?
Yeah, we had
had a ceramics class in middle school? What
kind
kind of school did you go to?
What
kind of hippie-ass school did you go to?
It wasn't, but we get to buy...
Did you have basket weaving?
No. But you get to buy... nobody. We did clay heads like what's his name in Hello, the video for Hello. We did the Hello, is
Lionel
it me
Richie?
you're looking for? Remember she makes the
remember
Lionel Richie head.
I do not remember the
out
video.
of clay.
No.
Anyway, we did those, but we get to pick out the ceramic we wanted to buy, and then we get to paint it. It was fun. It's very satisfying.
Okay.
All right, this is a vintage Coke polo shirt, got a rugby shirt. I actually got this from Jody. She might have gotten it from me originally, but I didn't have an old listing on Etsy for it, so I don't know. I don't remember if she got it from me or if she had already had it, because I got a bunch of stuff from her a while ago. What was like a month or two ago. Anyway, it sold. It's funny because I had it in my drafts on eBay, but I just, if it's vintage, I list it right away on Etsy, and it sold within a couple of days before it even went live on eBay. It sold right away on Etsy for $62.99. So that was a nice, fast little sale. But there were plenty of comps. It wasn't like there's a lot of them out there.
You didn't like underprice it, obviously.
There's a lot. It's not a rare shirt at all, but they do sell pretty well. So
all right.
It was very nice to have a quick vintage sale.
This is another nice vintage sale. Back in the day, this would have sold for so much more money. But again, as we know, prices have, come down quite a bit. This is a great jacket. In fact, now that it would have fit me, I probably would have kept it. But I stopped thinking about this stuff actually being in my inventory.
Maybe it's too long for you.
No,
short.
I'm not that I'm 5'4". I'm not that short. I'm pretty average.
Shorty.
Anyway, so it sold for $75. My biggest problem is that I do free shipping on Mercari, and I forgot that I had done free shipping. So this did actually cost me about $14 to ship. It was almost 5 pounds. It's heavy. It's thick. It was in a big poly, but it's fine. It is what it is, right? I didn't make a ton of money on it, but I would have accepted $75 on eBay too, and my final value fee would have been higher. So
yeah, this is your AI description.
Probably.
It's so vintage. It might have started in a 70s detective show. Yeah.
Yes, this is my AI
You'll be
description.
solving fashion mysteries all season long.
That's my AI description from List Perfectly. That was what I used to do, slightly funny, but now I just do just the facts. But still, obviously you go in and check all of your stuff. So I always put, you can tell the bullet points or things that I added, and then measurements. Well, some people are talking about AI, and I do really love the AI from List Perfectly. The AI on eBay is terrible. The AI from List Perfectly is actually very good. Now, like anything else, I've seen comments, there's a whole chat thread in Boss about it, about people talking about how I would never use AI, I would never use AI, I would never use AI. Well, then you're shooting yourself in the ass for not trying it at the very least, because it does it does make your listings and your titles and your descriptions very SEO rich, and it creates your hashtags for you. Now, it is on you to make sure that your listing is correct, that the information is correct, that your measurements are correct. So if your people are like, oh, you're setting yourself up for an INAD, yeah, you are if you don't check your shit. But if you rely exclusively on AI and don't double check and put your own stuff in there and delete things that don't belong in there, then yeah, you absolutely are. But if you use it to its advantage, it will absolutely speed up your process and make your listings look a little bit more robust.
Yeah. Oh. All right. This shirt, I think I got it at the bins.
You did, because I was with you. I remember this one.
But it wasn't too long ago. Sometime within the last 6 months, I'd say.
Summer. I think it was summertime.
It was summertime, but just kind of a fun. It's interesting. Like, it's a cool shirt. It's got like all these, like, it's international travel, but it's just Lee.
It's like passport stamps.
Yeah, but it's just Lee. It's not like any kind of like expensive brand or anything like that. It's actually like a really thick cotton material. But it sold on Poshmark for $48. Now,
and
listen,
is it a button down?
Yeah,
it's button up, not button down. Button down means the collar, honey.
Okay, but that's what people call it. You know that like eBay's categories calls them button down shirts, casual button down.
That's true.
So I go with what most people do not. I would say more people think of this as like a button down than they think about it being the collar buttons down. Just saying. Anyway,
well, most people are stupid.
Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with what most people are going to recognize. Anyway, it sold for $48. Poshmark, I still have not cross-posted on Poshmark since January of this year, and I'm still making sales. So I probably would be doing so much better if I would get back into the groove.
If you actually listed?
If I would get back into the groove of cross-posting over to Lee. Maybe that'll be my next thing. Once I get to 200 in my bank and I can maintain that, maybe my next goal will be to focus on, because I don't need to have more than 200. So my next goal could be
to get your cross-posting
get my cross-posting back in
especially because especially because Poshmark is now sorting by newly listed, not by most recently shared. That's one of the things that's changed on Posh. So, sharing your closet and sharing for other people and all that crap that we've been taught to do, I don't know how relevant it is anymore.
I don't know.
I really don't. Okay, you guys know I love vintage sleepwear. I love sleepwear in general. I'm always going to buy a vintage robe or anything like that. Did that just say 18 and did I put vintage? I didn't put vintage. Okay. I thought I put vintage in the title and it's like 2018. It's not vintage. I did not. Anyway, sold for $51. This is a lightweight fleece type of robe, so I probably just paid, $3-4 for it. This is a bins buy. I love a good robe.
Yeah.
I won't wear them. I wear
a robe every morning.
I wear a robe. I won't wear a thrifted robe. I won't wear used robes or sleepwear. It skeeves me out.
I wear a robe every morning when I come down to take care of the dogs because it's a little bit chilly. And because of my surgery, I've been wearing basically more or less a nightgown.
Night shirt, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a little bit chilly. And Alexis says noted. I'm assuming she's referring to my declaration of future goals. And so that means she's going to be harassing me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, Katie, did you find your satin-lined robe?
Well,
I gave her a satin robe.
Vikki gave me a black one. This is the one I've been wearing, though, is like a big, heavy terry cloth.
Her marinating robe?
My marinating robe. A big, heavy terry cloth,
Did you say hairy terry cloth?
A big, heavy terry cloth. Yeah, hairy. Probably is
Well,
hairy.
It's hairy. It's full of dog
Probably
fur now.
Is. Anyway, the one I'm wearing lately has been for warmth. Merely for warmth. Anyway. Last one for me is this, again, selling surfing stuff, snowboarding stuff, skiing stuff. This Option Snowboards t-shirt that I've had for a little while, at least a year. Maybe paid like $5 for it, but it sold for $60 on Poshmark. So I really do need to put the focus back on getting stuff over to Poshmark. Because really, what I discovered from all the time that I've spent on Grailed and Mercari and Depop and Poshmark and Etsy, the reality is that the only ones that I've found to be really worth my time is obviously eBay, Etsy, and then Poshmark. Like,
exactly.
Grailed for the first year, yeah, it was worth it there. I was doing $1,000 to $1,500 a month.
It's not worth it anymore.
But it died a long time ago, so it's really not worth it ever really getting back to adding stuff to that platform. But Poshmark, I mean, I'm getting sales every week.
Imagine what you'd be doing if you were actually listing there.
How dare you? Go ahead, finish this up. I feel like you already showed this one.
Did I? Did I show it last weekend?
Week?
I
Yes.
may have.
I
I'm
think
sorry.
you did. See, how dare you?
I'm sorry if I sold it.
You
showed it last week.
You need to apologize to all of us
I'm
profusely.
I'm very sorry to there are tens of fans and friends that are watching.
Oh
Hi,
yeah,
Pam.
Pam says that Posh was picked back up for her in the last month. Liz, I don't need your attitude. Okay, it just has to do with, like, for me, like, I am somebody who is very into my routines, but when I fall out of a routine for some reason, it can really screw me up. And I fell out of the routine when Diane passed away, and we went to New England for her funeral. And at the time, I was just trying to, like, keep things going with my stores and stuff. And so I just decided, like, for now, I'm just going to focus on my eBay and Etsy, not worry about the rest of the cross posting. And then just stuff happened, and I was out of the habit. And so I just need to get back into that routine. Once I'm in the routine, as Vikki is well aware, I'm very rigid about a routine.
Ridiculously rigid.
Yeah, which serves me well in a lot of ways. But yeah.
So Pam, by the way, I was very excited to hear that Crystal was coming to visit you at the same time that I'm going to be in Florida, but very also sad.
But too far away.
You're 4 hours away.
Come on.
4 hours away. So
yeah,
I'm
there's
sad.
Too much Christmasing to be done. So
I'm sad, but maybe you guys will get bored and you want to come and visit us.
Very chapped. Anyone else very chapped right now? It's wintertime. It's very dry in Vegas. I gotta use my ultra conditioning, moisturizing lip balm. You like that?
No, I don't.
You like that? Anyway.
You know that I hate weird sounds and I want to stab you in the eyeballs when you make sounds.
She loves it when I yawn. You are allowed
This
sneezer.
is what marriage
so
looks
you have
like.
you have your thing. I have my thing. You are allowed sneeze. You're a scream sneezer. It is outrageous. The scream sneezing. It's unnecessary. It's a choice you make. It is a choice.
This is what 3 years of marriage looks like. We
Well,
are coming up on 3 years.
Yeah, and over 8 years together. So, yeah, 3 years on the 17th. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go do some Christmassy stuff.
I know it's a great thrifting destination.
But that's not what she's gonna be there for.
I'm not going to thrift. I don't want to ship stuff home across the country.
No, it's gonna be all about. It's gonna be about
too much.
All
crap.
about Christmas therapy.
All about Christmas stuff.
Christmas therapy. It's all about getting yourself right through Christmas stuff.
Oh, so I did say last week, so that's our sales for the week, but I did say last week that the guy that I've been doing consignment sales for jewelry for this whole year did drop off 3 more Bankers boxes of jewelry last weekend. I've been prioritizing getting that listed right now to get the last holiday rush. So nothing super valuable, but there's been a lot of, like, if you like sterling silver or if you like pearls, there's a lot of beautiful pearls that I've been listing. If there's anything that you're interested in or need for a gift, please let me know. I'm happy to sell anything obviously off platform for much cheaper. You just contact me directly. That goes for anything that you guys have ever seen in the stores, and I know the same goes for Katy as well. I've had a few of you guys have purchased stuff from me. I know Kathy Mack bought something from me fairly recently. Guys, message me off platform. You can buy direct. Why would you pay? I'll sell it to you for less, and I don't need to pay fees. I love you. I appreciate when anybody wants to come in and support our stores.
Lori, what the hell? Come on. Why? Why do you have to scream when you sneeze? It is a choice, and I'm just saying, when you're making that choice, you're a bad person.
Oh, that's rude.
It's true.
Lori's a very nice person.
Well, that clearly shows that she's a bad person underneath it all. I don't know anything about Miss A Cosmetics. I'm very brand loyal to my handful of Korean skincare that I use. I don't do so much cosmetics, so she wears eye makeup. She doesn't do it for cosmetics, but for skincare, she's very she's obsessive, right, guys? Have any of you ever noticed that when Katy gets into something, it becomes an obsession? I use very little. I mean, I do eye makeup, and I do very little. I don't even do what do you call it, foundation anymore. I just do a very little touch up, and then powder. That's about it. I don't really have anything on other than my eyes. But yeah, I'm all about the skincare. Because, I'm gonna stay alive forever. I gotta be like, I wanna look 85 when I'm 100.
Oh,
that's my plan.
That's quite the goal. Who cares at that point? I've always been a scream sneezer too, Liz and Lori. It is what it is, okay? But yeah, Katy gets obsessed about certain things, so I just put on my face whatever she buys, pretty much.
True. But you know what? It makes your life better and you complain too. Now she whines and complains when I show up in the morning with her D3K2 supplement, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep you alive and keep your bones from snapping. Is it so difficult having somebody just like handing you the things that you need to stay healthy?
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's so hard, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
But yes, she has an assortment of peptide shots every morning, and really, like, there's more stuff I'd like to give her, but I can only give her so much before the complaining reaches
3 or 4 injections a day is enough.
No, I'm talking about like other vitamins. Like, there's certain vitamins.
And I take vitamins and supplements.
Some. Not all of them. And then I'm like sitting there being like, are you getting enough protein? And then, are you getting enough calcium? So now I got to get some orange juice for her, see if I can get more calcium in her body, because that's the new thing, is making sure her bones don't just snap into dust.
I don't have brittle bone disease. Listen, my mom has severe osteoporosis. My mother also has cerebral palsy, so that is all related. But I have been finding a lot of the hereditary stuff has not skipped me. A lot of the stuff that we thought was hereditary was not hereditary. We thought was based on her birth defect, which is cerebral palsy is a birth defect. A lot of her physical ailments have actually been passed down to me, and I didn't really think that was the case, because we always thought everything was related to her birth defects. And between the osteoporosis and the degenerative disc disease and the arthritis in my back, that's the type of stuff that my mom had at very young. So,
well, and your multiple menopause signs that I think we need to get you on hormones to also further lessen the chance of your bones just breaking.
Do you know
in the
that
dust.
uncontrollable rage is a menopause symptom? I suggest you move your chair a little further away from
I'm trying to help you. No, I'm not talking about any menopause symptoms that are like that hurt me.
They're gonna hurt you.
I'm trying to help you. Barbara says that we look great, but you don't look great when you're being mean.
Aw.
I'm helping you, and I'm yeah. So, but that's all from like and I'm not OCD at all. It's more
Obsessive.
It's more spectrum.
She's neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent spectrum stuff. So I get very fixated on certain subjects, and I want to research them to death. But it comes in handy when it's something that's important, that matters, and something that I'm super passionate about. And then Vikki doesn't have to do anything, and she can rest assured that whatever I'm giving her is safe because I have researched it to exhaustion.
This is why I just blindly take whatever she gives me, because I know that she has already deep dove into real research about it and investigated it and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's fine. Yes, Michelle says uncontrollable rage is a thing. It really is.
Yep.
This is why middle-aged and older women like suddenly get divorced in their 50s and 60s because they're just done putting up with shit. They could be married since they were 18, but 55 or 60, and they just like, nope, I'm done. Done.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yep. Anyway, so as far as goals, I mean, I'm just keeping on with my 10 a day, and like I said, working towards getting to that 200 level in my draft bank. Right now I'm at 77. It fluctuates a little bit on the weekend because I tend to, I'll have days, obviously this time I didn't list anything new on Thanksgiving, but usually it's like most Saturdays I won't list anything new, and then Mondays I won't list anything new because Mondays is shipping and also a sourcing day for me, and so my numbers will kind of fluctuate, but I'm up to 77. So I'm doing pretty well with that. So that's still my focus right now, and I'm really keeping on the 10 a day, and I haven't missed that in quite a while, which is great because last year, 2024, I did such a good job with that through most of the year, and then at some point I think a lot of it was towards the end of the year it all kind of fell apart.
Well, it was the end of the year. We did vacations, and then we had everything with, coming up on the anniversary of Diane's passing away. She passed away January 1st, and we spent...
Yeah. But that's part of me having this ongoing bank. I want a bank beyond... Because in the past, I've always done it when we have something I'm anticipating using it for. I want to have it, just have it. And then that way, hopefully, I won't... maybe when I have something I'm anticipating it for, I will go even higher. So it gives me a big cushion. So hopefully in the future I don't have that falling off that cliff, because it does affect my sales. It really does.
It affects everyone's sales. The consistency is key for listing. I've been doing about 15 to 20 a day, sometimes more, but minimum 15 to 20 a day I've been doing consistently. I haven't missed any days. I've also been gotten back into doing my re-optimizing older listings. A lot of my older listings are 9 to 12 months old and older, so that's too old, right? When they're that old, they're definitely stale and they're suppressed in search, and it's time to do something with them. So I don't necessarily change the photo in every one because it's not always possible, but I always change the title at least 1 or 2 words, and I change the price. So, and obviously I do sell similar, so it's got a brand new listing, brand new listing number. So I do my best.
Alexa says I'm slowly embalming myself.
You may be.
No, I'm being very healthy. Mm-hmm. Anyway, any other goals you have? Any other thoughts or
nope.
Things? We're coming close to going into the new year, so. Yeah, we'll see how things change and what we're able to do through the end of this year, and hopefully all you guys, are enjoying able to enjoy your holidays, but also kind of keep things moving, even if you can figure out how to like automate that to a certain degree by having a nice sized bank, so that you can enjoy the holidays, but not throw a wrench in the gears of your businesses. You want to be able to keep the momentum going, and do stuff like, I know I want to change I need to change sometime this week. I need to change my handling back to same day. For a long time, I had it same day, but I would just say like, I think 9 a.m. was my cutoff, which is great because then it's like, if you're on the East Coast, that's noon, since I'm on the West Coast. That means all the way until noon, I will ship it the same day for you. But because of the time that I do my shipping every day, it's just, why not say same day? But I had changed that at some point when we had gone away somewhere, and never did change it back. So I think I want to change that.
I always ship anything. I mean, I don't say that. I have 1 day shipping, but I will always ship anything that has sold.
But I want specifically for
up until when I ship.
Well, so do I. But I want to take advantage of that a little bit faster time that people, especially for people like, for instance, that live in California or whatever. You know, it's like if they need last minute gifts and they happen to be looking in the morning, they'll see like, oh, I can get this really fast. It'll ship out today. And then also I need to go and double check on all of my shipping profiles and just make sure that not only that I have express shipping options, but also that I have them priced appropriately, so it doesn't cost me money.
Yeah, I don't have options. You get what you get and you like it.
Oh,
I never have. I use a flat rate shipping for all of my items. So except on Etsy, they are allowed to choose what they want on Etsy, because I went to calculated shipping fairly recently on Etsy. But on eBay, they just get flat rate shipping, and I'm always going to ship whatever the cheapest way is. That's just the way I do it.
We mentioned earlier, but I will repeat that. No show next weekend. We have a Christmas party that we are going to, and we will not miss out on a Christmas party. When we don't have our Christmas decor up here, I will take Vikki to every Christmas party we're invited to.
That's right.
And then the week after that, Vikki will be in Florida, so no show then either. So.
No show for 2 weeks.
At least.
Sorry, guys.
Be realistic, or as Vikki's going to announce that we're doing all this stuff that we never do. So, that was a sneeze. It was a dainty sneeze.
Did I sneeze?
No, Did you sneeze?
I don't think I sneezed.
I sneezed very quietly because I don't need to be rude and scream sneeze like a psychopath.
You're funny.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness, I just looked at my calendar for this week. I just turned the page. 9 a.m. captain's call for eBay.
Sucks to be you.
On Tuesday. 9 a.m. That means I have to be camera ready. Ugh.
Anyway, thank you, Jen. All right, it's 3 o'clock. We got some stuff to wrap up before we go out to eat some brisket with some friends. I'm very excited about that. I want to eat lots and lots of brisket, at least a pound if I can.
Okay.
What do you think about
impressive.
That? Hey, you gotta have goals. You gotta have goals, guys.
We need to do No Pants Friday before the year is up. You know, we don't do anything on New Year's Eve. We'll probably do New Year's.
We've done that every year.
We've done a New Year's Eve show for like the last 3 or 4 years. We'll definitely do a New Year's Eve show again. Also for my local sellers, I know I did see Crystal in the chat and a few other people. I'm going to be putting up the date for our January meetup. January meetup is our well, they're almost all potlucks, but this is our potluck. We do a white elephant gift exchange. We set our goals for the year. It's everybody's favorite meetup of the year. I'll be scheduling that. It looks like it's probably going to be January 10th, I believe it is. Saturday, January 10th. Wow. And it may be hosted at Miss Jody's house. So we're going to see. Jody's going to have all of her Christmas decorations up.
Delight.
And she has offered to do it at her house.
Yeah, we don't want to hear.
We'll see.
So. All right. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and your holidays. And man, tomorrow, it's going to be December tomorrow. You know that?
No.
It's officially December tomorrow.
This year flew by, which is a good thing because the majority of the year was crap. So I'm glad it flew.
I know.
Anyway,
we're ready for 2026.
We will see you guys. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Make good sales. Make good choices. Get outside.
Take your own advice. Victoria.
Bye, everyone.